Once in a quiet town there lived a man named Dr. Faustus. And he was no ordinary man, he was brilliant, a genius really. People came from far and wide just to hear him speak. He had mastered every subject: law, medicine, philosophy, and even theology. But with all that knowledge, Faustus began to feel something strange. Boredom. Yes. Faustus, the man who knew almost everything, felt empty. He thought, what's the point of all this learning if I can't do something truly powerful? That's when a dangerous thought entered his mind: magic. Not tricks or illusions, not rabbits in hats kind of magic. Faustus wanted the real deal, dark magic. He sought out two sketchy magicians, Valdez and Cornelius, who taught him forbidden spells. Faustus was thrilled. His heart raced. He felt power bubbling in his veins, like never before. But he didn't stop there. He decided to do the unthinkable: sell his soul to the devil. One stormy night, Faustus stood alone in his study, a candle flickering beside him. He drew a circle on the floor, muttered words in Latin, and summoned a demon. Boom! With a flash of light and a gust of wind, the demon Mephistopheles appeared, tall, cold, and clever. Faustus, trying to stay cool, said, "I'll give my soul to Lucifer. In return, I want 24 years of magic, knowledge, and Mephistopheles as my servant." Mephistopheles grinned. "Done," he said. Faustus signed the contract in his own blood. From that moment, Faustus could do anything. He traveled the world. In seconds, he summoned great historical figures just to chat. He pulled pranks on the Pope and made nobles look like fools. People were amazed. Kings invited him to their courts. He was famous, powerful, a true wonder of the world, but deep inside, Faustus felt something was wrong. Sometimes a tiny voice whispered to him, "You can still repent. You can still be saved." That was the good angel. But another voice, darker and cooler, whispered back, "No, you've gone too far. Enjoy your power while it lasts." That was the evil angel. And every time Faustus thought about turning back to God, Mephistopheles distracted him with pleasure, food, women, riches, and praise. Years passed. The clock was ticking. Faustus had used up 23 years of his deal. Only 1 year remained. Then one day, Faustus stood quietly watching a student read. The boy looked so curious, so innocent, eager to learn, like Faustus had once been. For the first time in years, Faustus felt regret. "What have I done?" he whispered. He dropped to his knees. "God, can I still be forgiven?" But Mephistopheles stormed into the room, eyes blazing. "Speak like that again," he hissed, "and I'll tear you to pieces." Faustus backed down. He was scared, trapped, and still addicted to power. Finally, the last day came. Faustus threw a grand feast with friends. Laughter filled the hall. Food and wine flowed, but as the sun set, his smile faded. The fear returned. As midnight approached, he was alone. No more jokes, no more magic, just him. And the clock. 11:30 p.m. He looked up at the stars. "God, please," he begged, "let me live just a little longer. A year, a month, a week, a day, even an hour." But no answer came. 3 p.m. Faustus sobbed. "I'll burn all my books. I'll pray forever. I'll serve you instead." Still silence. Then the clock struck midnight. Boom! A roaring wind shook the room. Black shapes swirled around him. Demons, Faustus screamed, "No, wait, please!" But it was too late. They dragged him into darkness, his cries echoing into the night. Next morning, his friends found his study shattered, books torn, windows broken, and bloodstains on the floor. On the wall, scratched in with shaking fingers, were his final words. "I wanted too much, the lesson." Faustus had everything, knowledge, skill, and warning after warning, but he traded eternity for 24 years of pleasure. In the end, his story reminds us, be careful what you wish for. Some doors, once opened, can never be closed,